crew chiefs and engineers on the
trouble back straight away. Chase Briscoe, Kaz Gralla, Anthony Alfredo is around. The 13 of Garrett Smithley.
You just knew it was a matter of time, as aggressive as this group was being, and we knew we were coming to pit any lap. Is that Chase Briscoe? Yeah, he just gets loose.
A tire or something.
Or yeah, either gets loose or lost a tire.
Did it right in front of Ross Chastain, who drives by, but Gralla and Alfredo are not as fortunate.
Yeah, the rest of these guys are just victims, just trying to avoid the accident.
There's Smithley.
Smithley's got through the two.
No. Smithley got into Keselowski.
Gregson hard in the wall.
So is the 24 of Byron. Chastain. That's a front row starting car, guys.
Not anymore.
Nope. So here comes a run off the trial where he goes to the middle, and Brad
just didn't
comes
know
up. He came down a little bit. I just don't think Brad knew he was there and gave him enough room.
Well, that's that race. Yeah, it's that desperation race that we were talking about. I mean, he had to get ahead of Noah, and he was going for it right there. For him, put everybody in a pretty tough
racing at Daytona. And we've got contact already. Didn't even get to the start-finish line before some vehicles got tangled up, including, oh, what a heartbreaker for the 44. They had so much expectation tonight. James Busher.
He started last, Vince. Yeah, there's that Tanner Gray in the 15. You can see he didn't go. Where's that?
Derek Kraus, the 19, I think, is involved in that as well.
Moffitt's looking to make it 4. Oh, that is not good. There's 4 wide. I knew it would happen.
Truck's not stable, and it's going to send Gilliland around, and big wreck.
That is
big damage to Gilliland and Stuart Friesen.
And that's just 4 wide, Jamie.
Tate Fogelman in the 12 took big damage there as well.
You see, Todd Gilliland was kind of indecisive there. He didn't go to the second lane, and he didn't go up and block that outside lane, and that's what put them 4 wide. You get in that position, and you're waiting on your spotter to clear you one way or the other, and if the spotter's not 100% sure...
Watch right here. Gilliland's okay. Maybe... Oh, it
looked like he had a little help from behind, actually, that shot him up.
That'll make you lose the front end of your truck.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Only 3 vehicles took significant damage. And now they're crashing. Timothy Peters involved. Tyler Ankrum has taken a big hit. Wow. John Hunter Nemechek. Several contenders. Heck, Timothy Peters and Chandler Smith. Ambulance for the trip to the Advent Healthcare Center.
It's going to be busy over there.
The cockpit up with smoke.
Oh, Timothy Peters trying to get in a hole that's not there.
Yeah, Drew Dollar in the 51. Didn't have anywhere to go.
No, that was not Drew Dollar's fault. To see if he survives this little conflict, and then Peters right back up into traffic. How much damage does Johnny Sauter get?
Clip Sauter there in the left rear.
Carson Hocevar.
A lot of innocent victims.
You know, we hear it all the time. When you want to make a move, you just have to be so aggressive. Because if you ease down like you see Timothy Peters there, that gap gets filled up, and it's, you know, it's 4 laps to go right now. No one's gonna...
The Texan trying to hold on, 43 years old.
Oh,
big crash, and Ben Rhodes going around the outside and across the line.
Jordan Anderson with the huge run.
But it's Ben Rhodes, the winner.
Wow. That's crazy what happens on the last lap here.
Yes, Vince. Wow. Sorry.
Excuse me.
But watch this move.
Crafton really gave himself up there for the the block of the 21. And Jordan Anderson, I'll tell you, Mike, if they'd had another 10 feet, he might have won this thing.
You got that right. Look at how fast he was going. Great move by Jordan. Ben Rhodes, Roper.
Corey Roper, when they came around, I thought Corey Roper was going to win the race.
I did too. I thought he made a great decision. Initially, I thought he was just going to push Sheldon Creed for that whole last lap, but when he ducked to the inside and then everybody lined up behind him, I thought he was going to be hard to beat.
What about Carson Hocevar? He comes across in the 5th position in that 42 truck. And he's been in 2 or 3 wrecks.
Yep, Ryan Truex, we haven't talked much about tonight. He just bided his time, and he ends up with a top 5 finish. Well done.
What a crazy last lap. That's fun to watch.
Let's ride with the 98 of Grant Enfinger.
Talk about that game plan, and then as soon as you put that helmet on, somehow it squeezes the blood flow.
Spinner!
Jones.
Brandon Jones, who won the opening stage, crashes at the end of stage 2 and more contact. Wow, that was scary. Cody Ware in the 17 got it.
And they had a lot of rain today at Daytona. The infield is absolutely, I mean, there's standing puddles in the infield, so we knew if somebody got down there, it was going to be big trouble.
Definitely worst case.
NASCAR Xfinity Series, big crash as we ended stage 2, and it all started with Brandon Jones.
Yeah, it did. Just, you know, it's unfortunate. The thing is, the grass looks so short. It's just so much rain today. As soon as he got in that.
What we were talking about earlier, how it makes those split-second decisions as a driver. You're hearing what your spotter's telling you, and you're trying to side draft there to get to the line. Then when you realize you have to get left, the amount of time it took to make that adjustment and get down there, that gap is closed up already. And it doesn't take but an inch or two
just to
get clipped and get turned like that. And the hard thing about these infields, and we see this at a lot of tracks that have tri-ovals that have grass in them, either the grass is really tall, but like you said, at Daytona, it's really short, but the problem...
For position, get down to the bottom to where they can pit.
And this 9 times out of 10 is miscommunication.
You can see it right here with the 9 start to get loose right here. Oh! Then Michael Annette.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, this is miscommunication where the spotters, mid-pack and back of the pack, have no idea that those lead lap cars are getting ready to pit and miss that, so they don't give that information to the drivers. And they just think a second line's developing on the bottom, and next thing you know, as soon as they come off of 4, they start checking up.
Well, some of them aren't getting that information. I mean, you're gonna...
Look at that!
Oh,
And there goes Ty Dillon. Big crash.
Didn't see that coming. Ty Dillon moved out, tried to go 3 wide. Unfortunately, collected a lot of cars right there. I don't know.
Mainly from the standpoint that you took 3 teammates, 2 of them just got in the crash together. So now you got individual guys that are going to have to figure out how to do it on their own. It's going to totally change into this Justin Allgaier fast car all day. He gets caught up in it. And we knew.
Moved to the outside, went 3 wide. He almost made it. It almost worked. And it just didn't. Couldn't get clear. Tried to. Spun out. And Daniel Hammer, he didn't do anything wrong there. I mean, it was just, he was along for the ride. Unfortunately, tore a lot of cars up right there.
And the hard part for Ty is he lost that push from Barry. You know, there's a whole car separation. He gets that run and loses him, and then just before he clears Hemrick, that's where he...
That's like back in your era, Jeff. Oh, no. Almirola Bowman.
Oh, the 24's on his side. Remember what I said, Clint, about 21 cars? I don't know if we got there, but man, that took out a lot of race cars and a lot of great race cars in there.
I know Eric Almirola was one of the front ones up in
We've had heavy rain down here overnight.
Tyler Reddick. That is a dozen of destruction.
When we talk about being aggressive, bump drafting, switching lanes here early on, only made Christopher Bell. Now that's going to get him to the rear bumper.
Big shot.
Oh,
yep.
He just got over on that right side.
I can tell you another part of that equation, Jeff. These cars, they have skew in the rear ends. That's obviously for speed and make the cars go fast, make them pull up to other cars. It's also, in my experience, makes them squirrely. When that car hits him, it pushes that car into the steer of the rear end, and it can turn you in a heartbeat.
We're so reminiscent when Eric Almirola lost the lead in the closing yards of this race in 2018.
He was along for the ride. As soon as that contact hit, it just turned his car right. He took the words right out of my mouth. Unbelievable. Crushing blow to so many teams, so many efforts that it goes into having fast cars and being at this Daytona 500. That was a lot of heavy hitters in this one.
We're going to ride with Ryan Newman through this.
Well, look at that 24 car go up on the side on 2 wheels.
Goes back up, Keselowski with him. McDowell in tow, Dillon on the bottom.
It runs on top. Oh! Teammates.
Around they go in a hard crash. Kyle Busch.
Larson.
Caution is out.
Bubba Wallace is in this. Austin Cindric. Hard hit by Kyle Busch.
Caution's out.
McDowell is first to the line, but will have to go back to the moment of caution, which ends the race. Brad Keselowski is climbing out. He's okay. Joey Logano, we see taking off the gloves and the steering wheel.
You're going to see some emotion out of this guy if this comes back official.
A lot of tore up race cars.
All the Chevys torn up. You saw Priest with damage. Chase Elliott with damage.
Chase Elliott.
And Michael McDowell from Glendale, Arizona, for Bob Jenkins Front Row Motorsports, has won the Daytona 500.
How about that?
Man.
That's a huge win for Michael McDowell and that team. Doesn't get any bigger than this.
And a huge crash to secure the victory. The big one on the final lap in the final corner of the Daytona 500.
Good.
Oh, we got tagged. Oh, my goodness.
Ty Gibbs goes off the track. Cinder's trying to drive through, and now we have cars spinning. It's a 52 of Greg Alding, and he's not the only one.
Ty's in
Will
second.
we get a caution?
That's going to probably be a
And
caution.
there it is. Double overtime is coming.
This was the end of Ty Gibbs. As they came off this corner, they're all touching each other. Oh, gosh, he's in the dirt. 4 tires in the dirt. Crazy.
I'll say this. He was very fortunate because for a third time, you see him there getting off in the grass, and the grass is so wet because of all the rain we've had.
Oh, that's never good. Tyler Reddick. Oh, Chase Elliott in the grass.
This is exactly what we were talking about. Have to stay off of him.
Oh, my goodness. Amazing save right there, but he lost a lot of valuable positions.
To get in position to win. Oh, look at this.
That's big.
Tyler Reddick going to bring out the caution here.
Man, I thought those signs were mean, but I didn't think they were that mean. Saw him do this in a race prior to this. Go to the outside, make a move.
Well, that works really good until somebody doesn't want to give.
Right there.
Ooh, just like the 18
Like
car early in this race, but much worse.
I think teammate, man.
Hey, Jeremy Clements is 7. He's the only driver. Into the lap car. That's the 13 of David Starr. Huge damage for Noah Gragson.
I'm about ready to start throwing chairs up here. What just
How does
happened?
that happen?
Unbelievable.
Goodness. What happened to David Starr to slow up that much where Noah couldn't see what was coming up from ahead? Wow. All right, so we're watching Noah. He's entering turn 3, up on the high side, and 13 just blew the corner.
Did he blow right front or right rear?
I don't know. There's David Starr up ahead.
Car looks like it gets better and better each run.
Oh, big hit by Connor Daly in the 44. Connor making a second Truck Series start, and the 56 of Tyler Hill around as well. Tate Fogelman narrowly avoiding contact there, but boy, Connor Daly hit that thing a ton.
That's a huge crash.
Connor from Noblesville, Indy.
They're going to be 3 wide at least when they get to the corner. That's Ryan Truex on the bottom, and it just, I think...
That's air, I feel like, just air moving around. That's a hard hit. I'm thankful for those safety barriers.
You know, and Austin, it's air, but it's also a driver that doesn't have a lot of experience in the trucks. And when you start...
And there's a big crash.
Haley Deegan involved. Gilman.
The 24 of Lassard involved.
Truex in the 40.
Sheldon Creed looked like he may have gotten a little contact as well, but Lassard is big time damaged.
We saw 4 wide throughout the field right there. It can only
To the front.
What happens here? You can see the 24 of Lassard tries to go low, and he wasn't clear.
not clear.
Came right down on Gilliland.
Unfortunate for all those people in that top line. You just know where to go.
Right.
There's Brett Holmes in the 32, their first start. He was involved in that one as well.
Look at that. Just tried to go down. You don't know if the spotter cleared him or if he just said, I can make it, I can make it. And it was a terrible. Look at that job by Austin Wayne Self slipping around the outside in the 22. That was awesome.
Truex just didn't have anywhere to go. There's that right
Beautiful
side
shot.
damage on Haley Deegan's truck. Great job from our guys behind the camera. Everybody battling for position, and Jordan Anderson and Tyler Ankrum getting together, and the caution is back out.
Jordan had a solid run going, was inside the top 20. Great effort by he and his team, but man, it just 4 wide, 3 wide, bouncing off each other.
The lane you're in is the right lane, or the one that's moving forward.
Anderson up the track a bit, Chase Purdy, and then in the 23, boy, Kligerman up on the top.
Those are
Three
fresh
Camping World
tires up
trucks right
top.
there. And Purdy just got a little bit, maybe Purdy got a little bit loose.
What it looked like.
Looks like he got in the left rear of Parker, and it kind of turned him back into Jordan.
In the 23 truck, he bounces off of Kligerman and into Jordan Anderson. And then into Ankrum.
Boy, Ankrum just an innocent bystander in that, as was Jordan.
I think the 23, same thing that we talked about earlier. That air, it just moves you around. You can see the front of the truck kind of take off right there, and then you're along for the ride.
Well, the caution is back out. Anthony Alfredo torn the back of his car off, exiting turn 2.
Oh, a little bit of help or a lot of help. That's a lot of help.
Cars just start going by, especially in that outside lane.
Oh my gosh. Brandon Jones trying to hang on to it. And Brett Moffitt got it. They're both in the wall. Caution is out. And that will end our opening stage. Third caution of the afternoon. Noah Gregson sliding sideways.
Hate to see that.
I thought I was getting braked. I couldn't believe this actually happened in front of me. It's like, wait, they're actually wrecking like big into 3 there. And, well,
when it happens,
So I'm going to predict what happened here is, Jones got a great run, and it looks like, I'm sure Brett tried to tuck in right behind him and just misjudged it just a little bit and clipped it.
we see this too many times. It's just, if you feel that, filling that hole is so important, and trying to, just not leave the door open for someone to get a run on you and just.
and the second place finish last year got him $100,000 in the dash for cash. And oh my goodness, Josh Berry saved it off the corner and then hammered the grass and destroyed the splitter. Unreal.
I've been there.
And found his way to the top 10, and then this with just over 30 to go.
Well, we talk about it, you get on someone's door, they're going to lose the air, and unfortunately that's what happened to Sieg, and sent Josh for a slide.
If you're not following Bob Pockris on Twitter, you should be. And Bob did a nice interview and had this week, and he said there's a lot of pressure because I know if I don't perform in this car, I'm probably never going to get another chance in the Xfinity Series. And when's the last time you saw the front tires of a car come off the ground like that? Incredible pictures from our crew.
It's going to cause a big crash. Kligerman on the bottom as they go 3 wide, and now the caution has come out, and the contact there with the 44 of Larson, and Brett Moffitt has gone around as well. Big hit for Larson in the right side door. There's the 30 of Danny Bone involved in that as well.
The truck of Marlar, and then Larson dives in the corner, had no idea he was there. And bam, Danny Bone, nowhere to go. Is that Moffitt around as well?
Yep, right in the center of the track.
You just don't expect a truck to be going that slow. I think that's what happened with Kyle Larson. He went down in the corner. You see, oh, jeez, he's right behind the 2 truck there, and when he goes, you can't see anything.
Creed missed
when you're right behind Creed, and then he goes down a little bit, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's a...
LaJoy in the 7. He's trying to stay on the lead lap. That could be a tall order.
Oh, heavy damage.
And he gets hit hard.
Right in front of your leader, Martin Truex Jr. barely got through that.
Barely got through there, and he was able to stay in the lead also, I believe.
Anthony Alfredo, I believe, is who
And that
piled into it.
Tore up.
Corey LaJoy, who was fighting to stay on the lead lap, will not.
Gonna need some dude wipes to clean this up.
Low-hanging fruit, Clint.
Radiator, though, that thing is destroyed.
So there's-
yeah, you see the 10 of Amarola got a little bit too low, maybe got into that dirtle.
Well,
then slides
Golovic
up.
moved up just a little bit right there and gave him a little bit of room to get his nose in there. He tried it, just not enough. Got up on that dirt, like you said, and spun out. You can see he was looking underneath of him. I don't think.
Yeah, that was actually Stuart Friesen he was
him.
trying to get underneath.
I believe that was Golovic that he hit.
It's the 38 of
Oh, and here's the
Alfredo
leader. Look at him sneak through.
Oh,
Just barely.
Just told the team he's still not great.
Yeah, you just wouldn't.
Spinner!
Goes around. Larson collects him.
Larson.
Boy, there's 2 of our favorites right there that we thought were going to be the guys to beat. Might be done.
I would definitely agree with that in a big way.
It looked to me like Christopher Bell was working that top groove and just didn't have anything to lean on and came around.
Third car. With Ross Chastain also involved. Christopher Bell around right in front of Kyle Larson.
Got a wreck right here in the front straightaway. 12-car around. 1848, 34. Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson again.
Man,
We got a parking lot.
There was so much dust flying off the rear tires of those cars as they did that restart. I don't know if anybody could see in front of them.
53 was in it. The 66 stopped to miss it because he couldn't see a thing, and neither could the 52.
But Larson just
Go back to the replay, but I think right here what you see with the 12 car was kind of where it started.
In the middle of the dust cloud.
I saw Bubba Wallace, in the 9 make contact, but earlier, further back, you saw the 12, Ryan Blaney, and the 18 of Kyle Busch get together.
I think he checked because of what he saw in the front of him with the 9, like you were talking, Jeff.
Oh, man, he couldn't see. He couldn't see anything. I don't even know if he knew he was wrecking.
Riding with Ryan, our Advanced Auto Parts cam.
Tate Fogelman.
Number 12 around. Some damage to the right front. Look at that. Trying to fire the engine. To the one, you see the one on the right side of the screen. Oh, she rolled up the hill and Tate went higher into the hill. Knocked his steering out when he got into the back.
Trying to tell Haley Deegan, but I don't know. It's hard from that replay. We couldn't really tell what happened, but
that happened way back.
Around one another, as you see the 0-2 has brought out the caution again, and Chris Wright's day is done, and there.
Chris Wright's issue off too. Oh, loose, and makes contact, and that's going to send you straight into the inside wall.
Hard hit.
Man.
Thank goodness that safer barrier was there. So the day comes to an end for Chris Wright. Watch this hit again.
Not this.
Oh, back straight away. His clog completely backed up. And it started with Kyle Busch sideways with another car blocking the entire back straight.
Oh, I see Alex Bowman in that.
Reese on fire.
Busch is in it.
Alex Bowman, what a difference a caution can make.
Justin Haley. So that started back in turns 1 and 2. Here he comes into frame.
Yeah, you can see he's trying to go to the inside of the 17 of Chris Buescher. They make contact. When Buescher gets loose and comes down, I don't know if he intentionally tried to come down because he was upset, but boy, look at that parking lot after that.
Brad in that one again.
It'd be easier to tell you who wasn't involved.
Get it here as soon as he got. Oh man, big shot right there. Keselowski.
Everybody's just being shoved right into this. And then I think he's mad. You know, at this stage in the race, you get angry when something like that happens. But that's why you got to keep your composure. I don't know that that was intentional, but it just seemed to me like he could have prevented from getting into the outside.
AJ Allmendinger, Austin Cindric, and we've got trouble.
Pretty good size.
Brandon Jones among them involved. Michael Annett and Ty Dillon in the 54.
Man, hate that for Ty Dillon. I mean, we've all talked about it. He just can't escape these kind of situations right now, and that's tough for him in this part-time schedule he's got.
A couple of Gibbs cars torn up in this one here.
Brandon Jones, one of our drivers, going for that $100,000 bonus via the Dash for Cash, and he's busted up.
See what happened here. Oh, looks like the 07's trying to squeak up. Maybe had a flat tire.
Graft lost, either had a tire go down or lost the handling for sure in some way.
I mean, for him to get that tight and drive all the way past cars to find the wall, I'm pretty sure he had something go wrong, and that just causes chaos.
These cars do creep up on you. I mean, you do feel very good in the draft here, but situations like these are the ones that cause these.
He went backwards because he chose the. Oh, he's wrecking. Joey Logano.
And Keselowski
is in it.
Boy, it's just scary. Anytime that air gets underneath that car, gets it airborne like that. Thankful to see that car get back on four wheels and not have it moving around.
Grabbing the window net there. That's a good sign. Yeah, but look at the 11. He moves down to try to go on the bottom, gets turns him into the Joey Logano, and then Jeff, we've all felt it. That silence, when that car goes over, it gets really, really quiet. Not a fun sound.
And you have no idea if that car is just going to start rolling and continuing to roll, or if it's going to settle down. Luckily, that's what it did.
Let's use the Goodyear aerial coverage, see if we can see how this started.
Okay, so there's the push of the 22 by the 11. Watch the 47 get to the rear bumper of the 11. Right here, that's that sandwich we talk about. And when Denny stepped out, the 47 was still connected. And that little bit of contact is what turned Denny into the 22 of Logano. It's just, Denny in the outside wall.
There's that risk assessment.
Hendrick cars, all three Hendrick cars that are left of this field.
That was a big block. Stacked them all up. Turn them around.
It wasn't a question of if, it was a matter of when.
I was just about to say, one more lap to have a wreck, and then it started to run on the top. Yeah.
And watch this block of Brad.
Wait, oh boy, yeah. So Denny's teammate, Truex, was trying to push him, but when Brad moved up in that outside lane, then that stacked up Denny, and he had to move left to right, and then that's when the rear bumper of the on Denny hooked the front bumper of Truex. That's what you see right there, turns Denny into that outside lane. Or outside wall.
William Byron down into his teammate, Alex Bowman.
And below him was Chase Elliott.